Hey, what's up, Brotherhood channel? Happy Wednesday. It's your Wednesday guy, Kai. Let me explain this for a second. Yeah, my hair is looking a little rough tonight. Got it wet, and then I proceeded to not do anything with it. So, it's a bit, not done, if you, to say least. And, some people are able to throw on just like a baseball cap or a beanie. I feel like baseball caps look weird on my head, and, beanies, For one, I don't know where my beanies are right now, but also I still kind of feel like they look weird on my head. These are the only hats I'm kind of like, okay, maybe they don't look totally weird on my head, but right now, like, in the context of this, it kind of seems weird because it's a more of a dressy hat. But, such is life. That's just why, so you know. And also, yeah, it's a little big for my head. Anyways, um, this week's topic is response to praise comments and, um, well, response to praise comments. Sorry, I can't. I'm holding my microphone, so response to praise comments. Um, and kind of what we mean by that, what that means is we're talking about those comments that when people mean well or they say a comment that kind of is like a sideways compliment, I guess. Basically, I don't know if it's happened to you, but it's happened to me when someone's just like, I never would have known you're trans or something. And to be completely honest, I wish I had more to say about this topic because I'm not great about dealing with those kinds of things. I actually was at the doctor's office not too long ago and it came out that I'm transgender, and one of the nurses was kind of like, "Oh, wow, I never, I couldn't tell at all. Good job." And I was like, "Good job?" Like, it's weird. They're strange comments, and they're not like, I don't know what, like, good job for passing, good job, like, me. It kind of makes you feel like it kind of really reinforces that idea of passing, or like you have to pass as a trans person, pass as cis, basically, is what I mean. Passing as cisgender. And it's like, I don't know, like, just the fact that she said good job makes it seem like if I didn't pass as cisgender, if she could tell that I was trans, that there's something weird about that. So those kinds of comments are very tricky because it's like they mean well, and you like know they mean well, or they just don't. I don't know. It's just not said in the right way, and it's like at the end of the day, it doesn't really come off as a, like, meaning well. But I know she meant no harm by it. So for me, I'm just a person who doesn't like conflict to begin with. Honestly, when people do make those kinds of comments, I just kind of shrug them off. I don't really respond much. Maybe I give them like a little smile or something. And that's probably not the best way to deal with it. And honestly, like, it kind of makes me feel bad because I know it's just like letting that behavior go on without like calling them out for it. But on the same side, like, I'm also, I guess I have this kind of fear of being, like, turning them off from the trans community as a whole. Like, it's dumb, and I shouldn't feel this way. Well, I wouldn't say I shouldn't feel this way because I feel how I feel, and that's valid. But it unfortunately, I do feel at times as a transgender person, as a visible transgender person, not visible like people see me and they know I'm trans, but like as a person who openly is transgender and shares that on YouTube and with people I come across. I wouldn't say I'm stealth by any means. I don't go around just announcing I'm transgender, but like I have a tattoo, that if people know what that means and they see it, they're gonna know that I'm probably not, you know, that there's something with gender going on there. And I am very open about it. Like, the first opportunity I think it has a place in a conversation or in a classroom or something, I will tell people I'm transgender. Maybe a little bit earlier than other people would, or definitely earlier than stealth people would. Like, you don't have to be my friend for me to tell you I'm transgender. You don't have to be someone I'm going to be intimate with for me to tell you I'm transgender. If something comes up, I will just tell you I'm transgender if I feel like there's an appropriate moment. So, as someone like that, I don't always know how many transgender individuals, how many openly transgender individuals someone has come across in their life. So when someone gives me like a praise comment or like just anything, really anything in general, I sometimes feel this pressure to be like a good person just so that they don't like hate trans people as a whole, because unfortunately with like groups, I think especially like minoritized groups, stigmatized groups, people will come across one person from that group and hold that person accountable for the whole group. And I mean, it's happened to me on the other hand where I've been maybe like the second or third trans person someone's ever met, and the other trans people they met were very uh, short with them, I guess. Like, for example, they may have said something wrong, something that wasn't a appropriate way to talk to a transgender person, and instead of educating this person, instead of the trans person they came in contact with educating this person, they got angry with them and got upset with them. And I'm not saying it's our job to educate everyone we come across, so I don't hold those transgender people accountable for how this person came across to me. I don't I mean, and I don't know what these other people have experienced in their lives. So, I mean, however you respond to things, I'm totally fine with that. I don't think that other transgender people speak for me or the whole transgender community. I don't speak for the whole transgender community. But I've had instances where someone's come at me kind of in a way, and then I've responded to them, and they're like, wow, you're not like the other transgender people. Like, I expected you to, jump on me about stuff, and because of that, they already came to me with like some kind of attitude towards me that before they even knew me. And so I guess taking those situations when I go and am interacting with people and they know I'm trans and and something, and I have a feeling I might be one of the few transgender people they know, I feel more of a responsibility to not upset them, because I don't want them to have a bad experience with me and think they're going to have a bad experience with every transgender person, and like hold that against transgender people they meet in the future. So that being said, when people give me these praise comments, and again, it's not necessarily the best thing to do, because it doesn't really help with stopping that behavior, these comments that they probably shouldn't be saying. It'd be better for me to educate them, but like I said, educating's not always our job, and it is exhausting at times. So honestly, I just kind of go along with it, and that may not be the best thing to do. And it is a very privileged thing, like for me as someone who can pass as cisgender, someone who can who had the means to transition, to be on testosterone, to have top surgery, and then get those kinds of comments, and not have to say anything about it, is a very privileged thing for me. I mean, not for me, but it's like a privileged thing that I do have that privilege to kind of go along with it, instead of saying, that's not really cool. And it doesn't affect me, I guess, from my point of view, it doesn't affect me in the same way as it might affect people who don't pass as cisgender, who might not even want to pass as cisgender. It kind of makes it seem like passing as cisgender is better, and it kind of makes it seem like I'm okay with that, which I'm not. But I don't know how to tell people that, like, I'm very bad with conflict, I'm very bad with confrontation. So I really don't know how to handle that situation. I'm also just very shy and have a lot of social anxiety in general, so that doesn't help, especially with people, because these comments usually, majority of time, come from people I know, uh, don't know as well, or like aren't very close to me. So I just don't know how to confront that. But I don't think it's right, and I don't think that passing as cisgender is necessarily the right or good thing. I think it's just kind of, I don't know, it's tricky, and like I said, I wish I could say more, but that is honestly truly my normal reaction to those kinds of comments. I kind of just, I don't say much. I don't really say thank you either, so I don't know if that helps at all. Them get the hint that maybe that wasn't the best thing to say. Probably not, because sometimes I smile and I just usually just go along with it. And I hope the other guys on this channel have some better advice maybe or something. I don't know. That's just how I go about it. And again, it's kind of a privileged thing, and I wish I could say more, but that's just my honest experience with those kinds of things. But they do happen. I do get comments like that. Gotten a few. It doesn't happen super often, but it does happen. And if anyone has any tips or anything they want to share, please feel free to do so. So, again, sorry this video wasn't great, but, you know, I admit that is something I should probably work on and do need to work on, because I would prefer if moving forward we did have a different image of what a transgender individual might be, or what they might look like or sound like, and identity validation and all these things. I I don't think that passing as cisgender should be commented on as a good thing, like, good job, you did it. Like, no, I'm just being me and living my life, and there's many transgender individuals who don't pass as cisgender, and many who don't want to go on testosterone, don't want to have top surgery, or can't for whatever reason, and they're just as valid and they're just as good job for being themselves, you know? So, I don't know, guys, that's kind of what I have for this week's topic, but I really hope you all are doing well, and as always, stay strong, stay safe, stay you. I love you all so much. Peace.